Hi, I'm Heather from Heather Handmade, and today I am going to try some sublimation coating. It's like a polyester spray that coats onto cotton fabric. So I'm going to try this spray to see how it works with cotton fabric, to see if I can get an infusible ink transfer sheet to work on cotton. On one of my other videos I did about using infusible ink on cotton fabric, I had someone comment about using a polyester coating liquid, a sublimation coating. So I bought this and we are going to test it out today. I have two different colors of infusible ink sheets, kind of a purpley, variegated one, and then a blue paint spotted one. I'm going to do one on this canvas makeup bag with this purple, and then I have a cotton t-shirt and I'm going to do this blue paint splattered one on this gray t-shirt. Honestly, I don't know if this is gonna work, because does it wash out when it goes through the wash? Does the heat of, like, when you do sublimation on your project, does the heat make the polyester like stick to the cotton? Does it make it thick and like when it pulls apart it can like break? So there are lots of different things that I don't know. This is going to be a test. We're going to see how it goes. So my designs are weeded and ready. I'm going to start with this little pouch. So I'm going to do it on this side. And I don't want to get this spray on like my easy press mat. So I'm just going to kind of do it over here on this paper, and this does not actually have any instructions, so I'm kind of guessing, but I'm going to spray and it's pretty wet. Honestly, I don't even know how that is going to work. Then I'm waiting for my easy press to warm up. So I'm gonna let this dry for a second over here, and I'm going to next do the shirt, which I'm not worried about the spray, the overspray of the shirt, but I'm going to grab a piece of paper to put in between the layers. So now I'm going to spray this one. I'm going to do a lighter coat on this one to see if it makes a difference, because this one, it's actually kind of dry already. Okay. So this is ready and this is ready. It's still damp, but I thought it was sopping wet, and it is not sopping wet. Okay, so it is ready. I have, here is the makeup pouch, and the design that I chose. So I'm going to place it right here. I am not heating it up only because I am worried about the polyester coating. I don't know what it will do if I heat it up, and I don't want to get any of that spray onto my Easy Press. I want to keep my Easy Press nice and clean. So I'm going to cover it with this, and we are going to start. Okay, let's lift this. And okay, so now I'm going to pull it up. So it did pretty good. You can see that these pieces are kind of stuck on, like they didn't peel off. So what I noticed first off is that wherever the spray was on the fabric that doesn't have color is kind of brown. I think the places where the spray wasn't as thick, it didn't transfer as well. I had the spray thicker at the bottom, but that's where you can see that the fabric is, you know, more brown. It's like it got burned. The polyester coating got burned there on the edge. But I don't know how you would spray your fabric without having an overspray. I don't know. Well, and also, well, this was bigger. I was wondering if the place where the plastic, this plastic coating was not covering this fabric. It kind of looks like there's like a rectangle, but I think that the plastic coating was wider all the way around. So I'm not really sure. We'll try it again with the shirt, and it might work differently with the shirt than it did with this canvas. So this is kind of, it was an experiment, but I wouldn't, at least for, you know, this canvas, maybe a little makeup pouch, I don't think it works. So I'm going to place it on by design. Okay, let's try this one. So far, looking at this one, I don't see any browning on the edge like I saw with the other one, so that's a good sign. I am using a gray because it was a t-shirt I had on hand, so whenever you do gray like a base, the colors are slightly less bright than if you use white, but I used a dark Infusible ink transfer sheet, so I'm hoping it will still show up okay. So let's peel this up. So the color actually looks pretty good. This is, you know, what I would expect. There was a little bit of, the color didn't quite transfer over here on these two letters. And I don't know if there was less spray here, because there was less spray over here, or if there was like less pressure. I'm guessing it was less spray over here, but you can see some of this color showed up really, really nice. You didn't get any of the browning, like of the burning on the edge, and I did have overspray around here. So I am pretty happy with how it turned out. It feels like it can stretch and that it's not like breaking, but it does, like when I'm touching like this, it feels like there's like a coating on the fabric, like I can feel it there. So I don't know, it might go away when I wash it. And some of this color turned out really nice and dark, so I like that a lot. It just didn't turn out as well up here. The next thing I'm going to do with these two things is I'm going to throw it in the wash, and we'll see what it looks like after I wash and dry it. After washing the shirt and the bag, I dried them, and let's see what happened when they got washed. So you can see the bag, it's the same where the bottom is nice and crisp and like a really dark saturated color, and the top is really faded. Most of the brown that was around here at the edge has washed out. There is still a little bit, but you might be able to get away with it. And then when we look at the t-shirt, you can see that it's the same where there's the darker saturated color over here and it's more faded here, which was the same that we had before. I do think the color overall has faded just slightly, and it is a little bit harder to tell because it is against gray, but I do think that the color faded a little bit in the washer and the dryer, but overall it did pretty good. I'll use this as a hiking shirt so that I will still use it, and it wasn't, you know, for waste. But I wouldn't wear this as like a nice shirt because the color didn't transfer over here on the edge. So remember how I said before that the shirt was really kind of stiff and kind of like you could tell there was something on it after I transferred the color, but before I washed it. So that is all gone. It's all soft. I can't feel anything. That's the same when I'm using polyester and infusible ink, which I kind of like this process better because I really like wearing cotton. I like wearing cotton a lot more than polyester. And so if I were to make an infusible ink shirt for me, I would probably do this so that I can do cotton t-shirt and still infusible ink. I like infusible ink. I think it will last longer than iron-on vinyl because it's in the fabric, but I don't know how the comparison between infusible ink on polyester, you know, through 50 washes versus infusible ink with a poly spray on cotton through 50 washes. You know, maybe it will eventually wash out when the polyester probably won't. So that is another experiment to try. I tried doing research about poly spray before I did this, but there's really not that much information about it online. So I would suggest, if you want to have a more successful project, I think you need to saturate all of the fabric. I think that was my problem with the bag, is that I didn't saturate it. I was worried about spraying like near the zipper. Like I was worried about what would happen to the zipper if the poly was on it, which I shouldn't have worried about it at all. Like, it's not a big deal, but I think if you fully saturate it, I think that will make a big difference. I think that was also a problem with the shirt over here on the side. I think there was less spray over here. I also think, I wonder if having the project fully dry before you add the ink and the heat, that might make a difference. But I mean, I got a really saturated color down here with this purple where the spray was really thick, and so I don't know if drying will make that big of a difference. I think it's mostly saturation. Probably you shouldn't do the heat when it's sopping wet, but then the one problem I have doing infusible ink, which I always have a problem with, even after I've done it lots and lots of times, even after all of this time, is that your easy press has to have the heat at 400 for the full amount of time and full pressure. Let me know if you would try poly spray, or if you would, you know, if you would use it with infusible ink. If you've already tried it and you have tips to help everyone and me improve so that we can do it better, please comment below so that we can have a lot of people be successful when they're using a sublimation spray and infusible ink. If you want to see all of my videos about Cricut Infusible Ink, which I've done lots of videos and lots of experiments, check out this playlist and you will be able to learn a lot more and see how it works with different fabrics, different colors, and how it compares with iron-on vinyl. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day.